Can I get you to introduce yourself, please?
Hi, it's Councillor Greg Myers of Norwood Ward.
Now, you're responding at the moment to an interesting change idea of boundary. Can you explain it?
Yeah, well, I mean, there are a couple of proposals at the moment. One, the Boundary Commission has suggested some quite radical changes for Southport, which would involve effectively carving out Ainsdale and pushing that into Sefton Central, and then bringing in four wards from South Ribble, if I remember rightly: Tarleton, Rufford, Hesketh, Beaconsall and North Meals. The problem with that is, as far as myself and my colleagues are concerned, is that it has a justification that it's meant to be strengthening local ties, and of course it's just complete hogwash. Ainsdale has got far greater ties with Southport than any of those wards, I would suggest, possibly with the exception of North Meals historically. Certainly far greater ties than the likes of Hesketh and Beaconsall, Rufford, Tarleton, and that's the reason why myself and a colleague of mine in my ward, Vary Doyle, we actually did a motion for Sefton Council, which was backed almost universally across the political spectrum, unfortunately except for the Conservatives. That didn't really come as much as a surprise, given that they'd welcomed this idea that Ainsdale should just be carved out of Southport, or they either abstained, voted against it, apart from one brave soul who actually backed us on it. So,
what would it mean if we did go with Lancashire?
Lancashire, well, I mean, I don't think there are. I mean, there's been a suggestion from Southport's MP that we should go in with West Lancs under Lancashire County Council, I assume. But to be honest, it strikes me as the type of idea that was scrawled on the back of a fag packet, and all it's done is devalue the fag packet. It's non-workable, really. West Lancs have already made it very clear that they have no interest in this. They don't find it financially viable. There are huge problems for Southport if it happened. I mean, it would imperil things like free travel for our older residents. It would imperil things like all the backing and support that places like the Atkinson, the Air Show, fireworks, Southport Flower Show, all of that would suddenly be up in the air. At the moment, it would also, of course, imperil things like the combined authority fund in Liverpool City region. It would, if we went in with West Lancs, we wouldn't be part of that anymore. So the whole idea, it seems to me, that the Southport MP has come up with it really more for his own political devices. It seems to be something that is about getting him to what he sees as safer political ground, more than anything that's actually good for Southport. And as such, I don't think it's a great idea at all.
What do your other fellow councillors say about it?
Well, I can't really speak for my fellow councillors. What I can tell you is that the leader of both Sefton Council and West Lancs Council have both come out against this. I know that my ward colleague Vary, who backed the motion with me with the boundary changes, she thinks it's unworkable nonsense as well. I would suspect that very many councillors feel much the same, but obviously I can't talk for them.
And what is the boundaries? What do boundaries do?
Well, obviously, the Boundary Commission is looking at it so that what it will do, it's looking to redraw the constituency boundaries of Southport as part of a nationwide review at the moment. The problem is that it's electorally, it has already admitted that changes in Southport aren't justified. It has come up with this bogus idea that it strengthens local ties. But as I say, I think you'd be very hard pushed in Southport to find anybody with an inkling of the area who would tell you that Ainsdale has lesser ties than the likes of Tarleton or Rufford. It's just a nonsense.
What is it that the Boundary Commission can do? Can they just do it, or does it have to go through?
No, there is a review process at the moment. It's been opened up again. I would urge all people in Southport to contribute to that. I think it closes this time around on April the 4th. And if you actually feel that Ainsdale should be part of Southport, I would strongly urge you to get on there and let them know how you feel about the matter. It seems to me that the local Conservative group welcomed it, the Sefton Conservative Leader welcomed it, mainly because the 4 wards that are coming in from South Ribble are quite heavily Tory voting, and I think they thought that this would be a jolly wheeze for them. Now what we have, so what they were quite happy to do was let Ainsdale go. Now, as I say, all apart from the one councillor, now the MP has decided that actually there's been a bit of a backlash to this, so actually he wants to suddenly keep Ainsdale and take it with him into this fantasy land proposal of moving in with West Lancs. It seems to me that it's all about their own narrow political interests rather than what's good for Southport, if truth be told.
And if anybody wants to find out more, how can they do that?
The details of the Boundary Commission proposals are on their website. You can actually just tap in your postcode and it will bring up what the changes mean and what have you, and give you the ability to comment. Mr Moore's proposals, you're going to be hard to find much on that. I mean, we've repeatedly asked, when people have spoken about how to move Southport out of Sefton in the past, we've asked as the local Labour Party, Southport Labour Party, well, let's see your costings, let's see what this is actually about. Nobody's ever come up with a business case, nobody's ever proved that it would be any better, and the fact that we've repeatedly asked for it and they've never ever done it rather tends to tell me that actually the figures just aren't there for them. Southport's got some very, very interesting costs associated with it. You know, if somebody took us on, what would they do about the travel costs, subsidising free travel? We have a very, very high adult social care bill here. You know, it would also imperil things like you know, we benefit from subsidies to our tourism. As I say, the whole Liverpool City region funding, there's just about to be, I think it's 700 odd million put into the transport over the combined authority. What would happen with that? There are huge issues here.